What's up, guys? Today's Freestyle Friday, which means I post a video pretty much about anything or any kind of video. So today I wanted to tell you guys a story about something that happened to me literally just a few hours ago. But before I get into what happened today, let me give you a little bit of a backstory about something I did a few weeks ago. So I used to do a lot of babysitting as a part-time job, and because I was dealing with so many young children, I decided it was a good idea to get CPR certified. So about 2 or 3 years ago, I went and got certified in CPR and the Heimlich maneuver, which was really cool. But like I said, it was a few years ago. So recently, my mother also wanted to go get CPR certified and also first aid training. I hadn't gotten the first aid training done before, so I figured, hey, you know, why not brush up on my CPR, my Heimlich maneuver, while also getting some first aid training. So we go and take the first aid training, CPR training, AED training, and it was actually really fun and really interesting. We learned how to take care of a lot of different injuries, which was really cool. So because I finished the training, I got certified. So now we fast forward to today. I was on set playing a character today for a friend of mine's student film, and when I got there, they were shooting an office scene. Now let me give you a little bit of imagery so you can kind of get what the setup looked like. Now if you guys check out the diagram I drew for you, you can see that this is an L-shaped desk. The 3 squares represent the cubby holes that were actually a part of a big shelf that went on top of the desk on that side of it. The first cubby hole had like a fish statue, the second one had a glass clock, the third one had like another piece of ceramic, and then the fourth one also had some kind of fragile ceramic. Now the square with this X in it, that is where the actor, who is a good friend of mine now, was sitting. His name is TJ. So TJ just finishes his scene. He was doing a great job with the other actress. The scene was very intense, it was emotional, and we were actually wrapping up that room. Unfortunately, there was another actor there who accidentally leaned on that shelf. He was standing here. When he leaned into that shelf, somehow it lost its balance and started to teeter forward. This actor's name was Chris, and he tried his very best to hold that thing up, but unfortunately it was just too heavy and that thing came crashing down. Now when I say crashing down, I literally mean crashing down. You could hear the glass shattering, the pottery shattering, everything shattered. Now, remember that clock I showed you guys? Yeah, that clock literally landed on and broke on TJ's forehead, and we didn't know it at first, but after we took a moment to absorb what had just happened and all the things that just broke, we looked at TJ and he seemed fine. He was laughing, he was, you know, joking around just like nothing, and then all of a sudden we see it. He has a gash over his eyebrow and it's just bleeding. It's just bleeding a lot. So while everyone's kind of running around to clean up the mess and hold the shelf up because it's still falling forward, mind you, it didn't stop falling, TJ is over here bleeding. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, somebody should do something about this. But then, bing, I remembered, I'm first aid certified. So I put on my invisible little cape and I run over to him and I'm like, I was just trained in first aid. I can help you. It wasn't a funny situation and it was nothing to be excited about. And also, I don't normally get excited when people get hurt, but I'm gonna be honest with you, this was kind of an exciting moment for me. I had just gotten trained about 2 weeks ago. I didn't expect an emergency, not that it was that much of an emergency, to happen so soon. I just wanted to help him. So I asked the owner of the office if she has a first aid kit. She does. Great. I pull TJ over, I take him out of the glass and everything, and I start getting to work on him. The crazy thing is, one of the most important steps we learned, especially when dealing with other people's blood, is that you're supposed to wear gloves. Obviously, that makes sense. But this first aid kit that they first gave me didn't have any gloves. What the I was looking inside, it had everything else. It had scissors, bandages, tape, gauze, wraps, aspirins, antibacterial wipes. It even had an ice pack. But do you think it had gloves? No, it didn't. So I'm counting the steps in my head of all these things I'm supposed to do, and I open this first aid kit up and there's no gloves. All of my training almost went right out the window because I was mentally at a stump of, okay, now what do I do? But then my instincts kicked in. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna use the gloves. I took out an antibacterial wipe, cleaned my hands, I cleaned him up, I had him hold some gauze against his gash, and I went to work. I cut some pieces of gauze because the original band-aid I tried to put on was still bleeding through. So I cleaned it up, I put some Neosporin on it, I put the bandage on it, I tape him up, and he's good to go. This is TJ after I bandaged him up, and I gotta say, it was actually a pretty nice experience. I felt like a hero, he was okay. Sure, he still currently has a pretty decent bump and cut on his forehead, but he's gonna be okay. That girl at the end of the picture you see there is the director and writer, and she was so worried for him along with the rest of us. But he was okay. He was really okay. And he is okay. So that was a pretty amazing experience for me. That was my first real first aid, kind of, not really, emergency experience. And I was pretty proud of myself that I was able to do that. Mentally, I was kind of panicking a bit, but ultimately I was able to get the job done. So that was great. I went in thinking I was just doing a simple acting job. I came out being a hero. Thank you. Well, thank you guys. That's my story for today. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Until next time.